Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Merchandise Broadcast E3 edition. I am your host, Kelsey Britt from the Merchandise team, and I'm going to be walking you through some of the great new products that we're going to have on site here, shown at E3, as well as some of the other products you can look forward to seeing this year from Square Enix products. To start off, I wanted to give a little bit of background information on who we are and what we do. For those of you who've joined us in previous years, this is going to be a refresher course, but everyone who's new to the world of Square Enix merchandise and collectibles, welcome. Of course, you already know that Square Enix is a world-class video game developer, famous for Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, Dragon Quest, Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, Hitman, and so many other amazing titles, many of which are on the show floor here with new entries. We also, what you may not know, is that we are a fairly well-known name in the toy industry, particularly our Play Arts Kai action figures. Since 2003, with our line of Final Fantasy X-2 action figures of the Gully Wings, Riku, Pain, and Yuna, we've been developing action figures and other merchandise in-house, including high-end silver jewelry, plushes, and other small accessories, as well as whatever strikes our fancy. So these figures are conceived, designed, and sculpted by our team of designers in Japanese studio, and that goes for our silver jewelry and our figurines, plushes, everything is made entirely in-house. So, it's been over 10 years since the first Play Arts figures of the X-2 girls were created, and since then we've implemented countless innovations in our products. The jointing in the action figures, the materials, paint applications, textures, and all other aspects of design have been steadily improved with each new line of action figures. So not only are we a manufacturer of the Play Arts Kai action figure line, but we also create tons of amazing other products such as plushes. So you can see here the Kuplu Kopo and the Final Fantasy XII Cloud plush. So like these types of character plushes are obviously really popular for us and very beloved of our fans. So we also have accessories. So shown here is a iPhone 6 case and it has sort of a Shinra Electric Company logo design. And then also you can see the Fat Chocobo hooded blanket. So this is actually a really fun product. You can wear it around your shoulders and put the hood up and look like a Fat Chocobo from Final Fantasy XIV. But we also have figurines. So these are kind of like static figurines, not like the action figures which you can move and pose around. These kind of are already set in their posing. So this is the Lightning Bus statue from Final Fantasy XIII and a Final Fantasy Static Arts Mini Sephiroth. So this is Sephiroth that is a cute little chibi version of himself. And of course we also have beautiful high-end silver jewelry, and so you can see here, this is the Final Fantasy XIII Sarah engagement pendant. This is the pendant that Snow gives to Sarah as a promise of their engagement, so it's really important to the story. And also here you can see from Final Fantasy Type 0, this is the Type 0 school lapel pin, so this is the mark of the vermilion bird, which is really important as well to Type 0 and the story that goes on there. So over the years, we've had the honor of making products based not only on our Square Enix characters like Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, and Kingdom Hearts, but also officially licensed action figures featuring well-known characters like Batman, Iron Man, Master Chief, and so many more. So we're excited to tell you more about what is next for our variant Play Arts Kai line, which is our Japanese designers putting their own special, unique spin on classic characters. But we're going to have to ask you to be patient just a little bit longer since we can't share much yet. But we can share some exciting news a little bit closer to home. With the exciting announcement of Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age, we're pleased to reveal our Play Arts Kai Balthier. This beautiful figure is going to be on display at E3 in his gray prototype form. So we'll be taking a closer look at his prototype in person. So every aspect you can see here of Balthier's design has been painstakingly reproduced, with our latest Play Arts Kai technology implemented to give you greater detail and range of motion in a Balthier action figure than ever before. Hardcore fans will remember this is not the first time that Balthier has been a Play Arts action figure with us. So we're hoping to bring a new level of detail and quality to really add value to the collectors who love this character. So Balthier is actually available for pre-order now on our online store, so be sure to check out the address shown on the screen. Now, we're not just stopping with Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age, at Balthier. One of our most breathtaking designs from Final Fantasy XII, the Judge Magister Gabrynth, is rendered here in more detail than ever before. Our Gabrynth prototype is also going to be on display here at E3, so we're going to be taking a closer look at his design in person as well. The delicate sculpt work involved in reproducing the metalworking on this figure's armor is really something that has to be seen in person to be fully appreciated, but I think you can get a sense of the details in the pictures shown here, and hopefully we can share with you a little bit more of that high quality feel in our tour of the E3 display and take a closer look at that Gabrynth prototype in person. And Gabrynth is also still available for pre-order now on our online store, so be sure to check that out. And now finally, so this isn't a new announcement because obviously fans of Play Arts Kai are aware that Final Fantasy XII Play Arts Kai Fran was announced some time ago and actually has been available for purchase for a while. But Fran is a stunning figure in her own right, and we're pleased with how well the final figure came out, and she's still available for purchase on our online store. So if you're going to get your Balthier Play Arts Kai pre-order and you want to get Fran, then you still have time, you still have a chance, and I would definitely recommend getting her while she is still available. She's got this iconic silhouette and a beautiful design, and if you're considering picking up Balthier, then yeah, I definitely want to recommend you get Fran as well since they go together. So, we are so pleased to share all of these details of our product line with you, and even more pleased to announce something that has not been shared before. So, here you're going to see, for the first time ever, the Static Arts bust set of the Final Fantasy XII Judge Masters. So this is a set of 5, and all of these statuettes that you see here come together in one set. So unfortunately, we can't share yet the detail of the pricing or the release date, but follow us on Twitter, and we'll be sure to tell you as soon as we can share that information publicly. So I'm going to go through and just show you a little bit more detail on each of the busts, so you can get an appreciation for what they look like. They're also going to be on display here at the E3 floor, and we're going to take a look at the prototypes in person. So first up is Gabrynth. He is obviously one of the more sort of like primary judge characters that you get to interact with during the Final Fantasy XII game. He sort of acts as the antagonist through the majority of the game. And so you can see here there's detailing not only on the bust sculpture itself, but the base here. So this makes it a very refined collector's item for Final Fantasy XII fans. And then we have the fearsome Judge Bergen. So you can see the careful detailing, especially in that intricate, almost snowflake-like design on his helmet. It's sort of going around the top here. That's a very high value and intricate and delicate design. And then we have Judge Drace here. Judge Drace. So she has been elegantly rendered with fine detailing on her armor, and then obviously an overall beautiful sort of steel finished polish on the final figurine. And then we have Judge Geese. So Judge Geese has kind of this golden finish to his armor. He's very ostentatious compared to the other judges. So we definitely wanted to make sure that we captured that sort of eye-catching, sort of standout quality of Judge Geese in this statuette. And then finally, Judge Zargaboth's helm. So he has this really impressive horned helm with the horns facing down and the sharply angled faceplate. So all of these details have been carefully rendered in this bust statuette form. And again, all comes as a set of 5. So we can't share yet the information, but we're going to let you know as soon as we possibly can about more details on this beautiful set of Highland collectible bust statuettes of the Judge Masters from Final Fantasy XII. And again, we're going to take a look at the prototypes, which we have on display at the E3 show floor in just a little while. So now, moving on to another set of exciting action figures on display at the show, we have the Final Fantasy XV boys. So we've previously announced our Final Fantasy XV Play Arts Kai action figures at the Final Fantasy XV Uncovered event in March. But in case you missed it, we'll be producing figures of the 4 main protagonists of the game. That's Ignis, Noctis, Prompto, and Gladiolus. So all 4 figures are available for pre-order right now on our online store. And first up here is Ignis. He's one of the cooler design elements with Ignis as an action figure, which posed a challenge for our designers, are his glasses. So you can see here a little bit, the glasses have been rendered with transparent material, so that authenticity of his design is not lost between the in-game render and in the in-person action figure. So definitely a cool detail that we want to highlight. So next we have Prompto, and all the fine details of his clothing have been carefully rendered in our PlayArts Kai version of him, including the studding, stitching, patches, and prints on his vest, as well as the checked patterning on his shirt tails, and the unique graphic print on his shirt. All of the guys actually have very intricate and very highly detailed clothing designs, and we wanted to make sure that we captured that to the highest possible fidelity. So next we have Gladiolus. As you can see here, his weapon is quite large. It's so big that we couldn't get it all in the frame, and actually we had some trouble posing him on the show floor because his weapon was so large that he was almost sticking out of the display case. So I'm personally a big fan of Gladiolus's design, as you can tell. So he stands about an inch taller than in action figure form than the others, and this large sword is so intricately designed. We've taken pains to render all of those details, and as well you can see, and we'll give you a closer look at the prototype on the show floor, his tattoos have also been very carefully rendered. So Gladiolus has a lot of cool design elements that we definitely wanted to capture. And then next, obviously, certainly not least, but last, is our PlayArts Kai Noctis. So this is the protagonist of Final Fantasy XV. So shown here is the standard version of Noctis. So this is different from the version that would be included in the Unlimited Collector's Edition. The weapon he's shown holding here is included, along with another sword-style weapon. The Unlimited Collector's Edition version includes this weapon shown here that he's holding, as well as a spear-type weapon. So there were a lot of questions about what were the differences between those two. So I wanted to clear that up here when I have an opportunity to. And we wanted to make sure that we were careful to get all the little distinctive qualities of Noctis in this PlayArts Kai action figure. The expression of his face, which is very like regal, but also kind of, like you can tell there's a lot of emotion going on underneath a sort of placid surface. And then next we have the Final Fantasy Silver Pendant Ring of the Lucy. This is a silver pendant. It's a silver ring meant to be worn on the included chain as a pendant, and so the detailed carving and high quality materials make this a true collector's piece. We strive for total authenticity when creating this product. We want to make sure it was as close to the in-game item as possible. And then last, we have 3 cases for the iPhone 6, 6S available for purchase now on our online store. So there are 3 designs available shown here, including a design by Yusuke Naora of the 4 main party members in a classic 16-bit style. So all of the PlayArts Kai action figures and the Ring of the Lucy shown today are all available for pre-order on our online store. So be sure to check out the online store if you are really interested in getting the Final Fantasy XV PlayArts Kai or the Ring of the Lucy. So of course, all the Final Fantasy XV goods we've shown today are available for pre-order, but be sure to check out our website and our Twitter to get all the details. And of course, there are tons of other great merchandise goodies available on our online store, such as the Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key plush Chirithy, shown here, the Static Arts bust of Final Fantasy XIII Lightning, which I showed earlier, this Final Fantasy XIV hooded blanket Moogle version. There's a hooded blanket of the Chocobo, which I showed earlier, the Fat Chocobo, and this is the Moogle version. We've really increased our merchandise offerings on our online store by leaps and bounds in the past few years, and this is in great part thanks to you guys, our fans. So we hope you'll continue to support us, and thank you so much for everything. So be sure to check out all the items that are available for purchase and pre-order on our online store. I'm sure you're going to find something that you love. Well, you're probably dying to get your hands on all of the amazing new Final Fantasy PlayArts Kai we've shown out today. And if you are, but if you're like, oh, well, I just have to choose 1 or 2, I don't know, I can't pick, it's so hard, I love them all, how am I gonna pick just one? We have something exciting for you. This is the Final Fantasy PlayArts Kai Snapshot Contest for 2016, so as you can see there, the hashtag up on the screen. You're in luck. We're going to hold a contest, and the grand prize is a full set of all of the Final Fantasy XII, PlayArts Kai, Gabranth, Balthier, and Fran, as well as 4 of the PlayArts Kai of the Final Fantasy XV protagonists, Noctis, Gladiolus, Prompto, and Ignis. So this contest is going to start Friday, June 17th, and will run until midnight Pacific Standard Time on August 8th. So I can't wait to see your entries. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Yes, we are on Instagram now, and we have the same handle as on Twitter, so be sure to follow us on Instagram as well. And tag your entries with the hashtag shown here, FFPlayArtSky Snapshot 2016. Though, of course, we encourage our Play Arts Sky collectors to show off their merchandise, any entries featuring official Final Fantasy goods will be considered. So here's a couple of samples of the kinds of fun photography entries that we're expecting to get you inspired. Be sure to check out our blog for more details about this contest and how you can win. We're going to be sharing that information as soon as possible. And again, we're going to announce it on our Twitter and Instagram as soon as that information goes public. So now we have one final item to touch on before we take a hop out of this booth and take a look at what is on display on the E3 show floor in our little live walkthrough. So finally is our 2016 San Diego Comic-Con limited edition black and white version of Batman from Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. So this is our Play Arts Sky. Now, our fans have been asking us for years if we would be able to release our figures in kind of this grayscale black and white paint application, similar to what you sometimes see in our gray sculpt prototypes shown on the show floor. So we're happy to report that with this limited edition color variant, we were able to deliver on that request. So this item will be sold primarily at our booth at San Diego Comic-Con, but a limited quantity has been set aside for our fans on our online store. So if you're unable to attend the con, you have a chance to get your order in now. However, we're not going to be shipping these out until end of August, so you'll be coming, if you're coming to the show and you really want to get this, and you absolutely have to have it, be sure to visit our booth. It's 3829 at San Diego Comic-Con. So yes, be sure to visit our booth and pick up this and all the other amazing action figures that we're going to have on sale and other merchandise that we're going to be showing at San Diego Comic-Con. So, speaking of San Diego Comic-Con, that is the next time our merchandise team is going to be displaying their latest and greatest products. So, though we couldn't share a lot of our new lineup at E3, be sure to check us out next month in July at San Diego Comic-Con, and we'll have lots of more exciting news and prototypes to share with you all. And as always, we're going to have an amazing lineup of products available for purchase. So, again, be sure to visit our booth. Even if you're not going to be picking up our San Diego Limited Comic-Con action figure of Batman, there's tons of other stuff that it's going to be difficult to get anywhere else, so be sure to come and check us out at our store. So the first and best place to get your eyes on all of the information is going to be our social media accounts. So we've been using Twitter for a while, but we've also just joined up on Instagram, as I mentioned earlier, and our username on both platforms is SQEX_MD_NA. So be sure to check us out there. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, a tour of our display at E3. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to hop out of this booth and show you all the great stuff that we have on display at the show floor. Thanks for tuning in. So here we are on the show floor at E3. I'm going to show you guys all the great figures we have on display, and we're going to start with our Final Fantasy XV protagonist. Here is Gladio, rendered in amazing detail. You can see, I was telling you guys about how huge his sword is before, right? So like he's really just like pushed up right to the like wall of our display case because his sword is so big. But we've also been careful to render all of the tattoos, the scar on his eye. You can see all the detailing in the sculpt of his hair. Like, I think the most impressive thing about all of our Final Fantasy XV figures is the facial sculpt and the way that we've really rendered the character's face and their sort of like personality is coming through. And then of course, like, they have very detailed character clothing design, so you can see all the stitching, all of the studs, the textures. You can see the texture on his shoe is like very like actually like leather. And then you can also see next to him, Ignis's shoes have this like very intricate, like almost like snake pattern, crocodile type pattern. And again, you can see, I was telling you guys before about Ignis's glasses. So you can see here in person, like how we have this transparent sort of material used on his glasses. So it's not just like a frame without lenses, but actually you have the lenses on the glasses. And I love that detailing that we've put into the figure. And again, like so much intricate detail on the clothing. You can see a peek of the patterning on his shirt here. And then obviously on the weapons as well. There's tons of great sculpting and details. So that is Gladio and Ignis. They're both available for pre-order now. Moving on, we have Prompto. You see he's kind of got a lot of personality coming through, even in just his stance and the way that you can pose him. And of course in his face. And then you can see all the detailing on his clothing. And all of them have the red soles on their shoes. So we've been careful to make sure that we have all of those small details rendered here. So really excited to show you guys this one. And then Prompto is also available for pre-order on the online store now. And then, of course, Noctis, the main character. So this is our standard version of Noctis. Like I was explaining before, the Unlimited Collector's Edition does come with a version of this action figure, but the weapons are different. The weapon he is holding here is included in both the standard version and the Unlimited Collector's version, but the weapon at his feet is only available with the standard version, and the Unlimited Collector's version comes with a different exchangeable weapon that is a spear type weapon. So for the hardcore fanatics out there, there is definitely value in getting both figures if you can. So over here, celebrating our Final Fantasy XII announcement, we have Balthier. So Balthier, this is the first time we're showing him at a show in the States. So we're really excited to show you guys the gray sculpt. And the pre-order information for him is already out there. You can pre-order him on our online store. And then, of course, if you're in love with Balthier, then you have to get Fran, who is still available for purchase on our online store as well. Obviously, we've rendered her in tons of great detail. She has a beautiful character design, iconic silhouette from Final Fantasy XII, as I mentioned before. And then, of course, the sort of primary antagonistic force from Final Fantasy XII is Gabranth. So Judge Gabranth here, we have rendered his amazing armor in so much detail. I was telling you guys how I wanted to show you how much you can appreciate the detail on the armor and on the helmet and in the sculpting in person so much. And I hope that you can tell that here in the sort of filming that we're doing. And then, of course, I think you can even see it in the photographs of the figure because he's also available for pre-order. So there's lots of great detailing here on Gabranth, and not least of which you can kind of see. It's really difficult to see from this angle, but you can kind of get a peek at his face, the mask, the helmet covering him and the mask of his helmet, but there's a tiny peek of his eyes and the human being underneath. And then finally, these guys I was showing you before, this set of 5, it is not available for individual purchase of each of the judges, but the 5 judge masters that are most prominent in Final Fantasy XII are going to be this set of 5. And so the release timing and the pricing for this product is still to be determined, but if you follow us on Twitter, we'll be sure to share that information with you as soon as possible. Okay, guys. So thank you so much for joining me at E3. It's been a blast, and I hope to see you next year, and I hope to see you at San Diego Comic-Con. So see you there.